She said she cheated for 4 years because I wasn't exciting enough. You think you know someone after nearly a decade together. You think the quiet nights, the shared Netflix passwords, the inside jokes nobody else gets, that they mean something. But apparently, none of that matters when you're not exciting enough. My name's Mark. I'm 35, live in Colorado Springs, and up until about 6 months ago, I thought I was happily married. My wife, Hannah, and I had been together for 9 years, married for 7. We met at a bar trivia night. She wiped the floor with everyone on 90s sitcoms and I made her laugh with a terrible Friends pun. She moved in a year later. We got married 2 years after that. House, dog, Taco Tuesdays. The whole cliché. We were steady. Solid. Boring, maybe, but good boring. Or so I thought. Turns out, while I was meal prepping and fixing the leaky faucet, she was living a double life. One I didn't see coming until it was shoved in my face on a rainy Tuesday afternoon. Here's how it started. I came home early from work. I was supposed to be at a team building retreat, but it got cancelled last minute. I didn't tell Hannah because I thought it would be fun to surprise her. I picked up her favorite Chinese food on the way, General Tso's, extra crispy, no broccoli. She always joked I remembered her order better than her birthday. When I walked through the front door, I heard music. Not loud, but loud enough. I followed it to the living room and there she was, curled up on the couch, wearing a t-shirt that wasn't mine, giggling into her phone. She didn't hear me come in. Okay, I'll call you when he leaves town again, she said, laughing softly. You better behave until then. I stood there frozen, a bag of dumplings in one hand, my entire marriage slipping out from under me. She turned around when I finally cleared my throat. Her face, went pale like I'd just risen from the dead. She stammered. Tried to smile. Oh hey, you're home early. I asked who she was talking to. She said it was just a friend from work. I asked if this friend knew she was married. That's when she dropped her guard. Her smile disappeared. And what she said next? It wasn't a confession. It was a lecture. I don't want to do this right now, she snapped. You're not even supposed to be here. I just blinked. So it is what I think it is? She sighed, stood up, crossed her arms. Fine. Yes. I've been seeing someone. It's not just him. There were a few. I stood there like someone had knocked the wind out of me. How long? I asked. And she didn't flinch. 4 years. 4 years. Half of our marriage. While I was planning anniversary trips and saving for a bigger house, she was sneaking around with what? Co-workers? Strangers? When I asked why, she didn't cry. She didn't say she was sorry. She didn't even try to lie. She just looked at me and said, because you're not exciting anymore. That was it. Not I was unhappy. Not we grew apart. Just not exciting enough. Like I was a vacation rental she got bored of halfway through the stay. I left that night, packed a bag, got in my truck, and drove. No idea where I was going. Just away. And that was only the beginning of what I was about to find out. I spent the night in a Motel 6 just off I-25, staring at the cracks in the ceiling and wondering how many other people had found out their life was a lie in a room like that. The next morning, I went back to the house not to talk, but to grab some clothes, my laptop, and the dog. Hannah was gone. No note, no text. Just the echo of 4 years' worth of secrets in every corner of the house we picked out together. I didn't sleep much that week. My phone lit up with messages from her. We should talk. You're blowing this way out of proportion. I didn't mean to hurt you. My favorite was, you never asked if I was happy. Like it was my fault for not conducting regular emotional check-ins while she was sneaking around with other people. But here's the thing that really kicked me in the gut. It wasn't just infidelity. She'd built a whole life behind my back. I found a second phone hidden in the back of her closet, stuffed in a sock. She must have forgotten it when she packed a bag and disappeared. That phone was like a portal to someone I didn't know, a stranger who looked like my wife but didn't think like her, talk like her, or live like her. Different contacts. Different social media. Pictures of hotel rooms, concert tickets I wasn't at, selfies with other men. One guy in particular showed up more than the rest, Jason. Tall. Smug-looking. CrossFit body and a tattoo of something vaguely spiritual on his forearm. I'd never seen him before, but from the pictures, it was clear he had been in my house. Our backyard. Even our bed. I confronted her over the phone. I saw the pictures. The phone. Jason. She didn't even sound surprised. Yeah, she said, like I just caught her ordering DoorDash without telling me. We were serious for a while. Were. Past tense. I asked if she loved him. She said, I loved how I felt when I was with him. He made me feel alive. And me? What had I made her feel? Safe? Secure? Bored out of her damn mind? I hung up before I said something I'd regret. In the weeks that followed, the truth trickled out like slow poison. Turns out, her cheating wasn't some moment of weakness. It was a routine. She had apps, burner accounts, friends who covered for her. And when I reached out to her best friend, Morgan, the one who gave a toast at our wedding, I got this gem. I'm not getting in the middle of this. You two clearly wanted different things. Different things? I wanted trust, commitment, a life. She wanted fireworks, sneaking around, the rush of newness. And when I couldn't give her that anymore, when I became too stable, she went looking for dopamine in other people's arms. The worst part? I still missed her. Not her, but the version I thought she was. The woman who used to dance in the kitchen with me to Fleetwood Mac. The one who cried when I surprised her with a weekend in Taos. The one who made a list of baby names and tucked it into my Valentine's Day card 3 years ago. That version was a ghost. A mask. And every day, I had to learn how to stop loving someone who never really existed. You don't realize how much of your life is built around a person until they're gone, and not just gone, but exposed. Like everything they touched is suddenly tainted. The songs we used to play on road trips? Deleted. The diner we went to every Saturday morning? I can't even drive past it now without feeling sick. Her toothbrush still sat in the holder next to mine for weeks because I couldn't bring myself to throw it out. Like if I left it there, this whole thing might turn out to be a misunderstanding. It wasn't. After 2 months of silence, I finally got the divorce papers. No note. No apology. Just a legal envelope like I was another piece of business she needed to wrap up. That same week, I found out she'd moved to Denver with Jason. Yup. The CrossFit tattoo guy. Mutual friends, the few who didn't go radio silent, started sending me things. A picture of them apple picking. A boomerang of them clinking glasses at some rooftop bar. And the kicker? A post from her new Instagram account. Sometimes the universe has to break you wide open before it gives you what you actually need. What she actually needed. I was floored. For 4 years, she cheated on me while I took care of our home, supported her career changes, helped her through anxiety attacks, loved her when she didn't even like herself, and she had the audacity to turn me into the stepping stone? Like I was just some bland, forgettable chapter on her way to finding her real self. So I did the one thing I hadn't allowed myself to do since it all blew up. I told people the truth. At first, I didn't want to air our dirty laundry. I kept it vague. Things didn't work out, we grew apart. But after seeing her post photos of my dog like she was still part of his life? After watching her spin some poetic, crystal-charged narrative about finding her truth while I was still picking up the shattered pieces of mine? I'd had enough. I wrote one post. Just one. To everyone who's been asking, yes, Hannah and I are done. After 4 years of ongoing affairs that she admitted to, I finally walked away. I spent the better part of a decade believing we were building something real. Turns out, she wanted fireworks. I gave her loyalty. She gave me lies. I won't be taking questions, but I will be moving on. It exploded. Friends called. DMs rolled in. People I hadn't heard from in years texted to say they had a feeling something was off but didn't know how to bring it up. Turns out, some of them did know about Jason. And another guy named Eli. She'd been sloppy. I'd just been blind. I expected backlash. Drama. Maybe even a rage text from her. But all I got was silence. Because deep down, I think she knew I finally meant it. I started going back to the gym. Not to win the breakup, but to feel like I had control over something. I started therapy, something I used to roll my eyes at. Now, best decision I've ever made. I picked up woodworking again, a hobby I'd let fall by the wayside when she told me it made the garage smell weird. Funny how many little parts of yourself you give up to keep someone else comfortable. A few weeks ago, I went on my first real date. Her name was Bree. She had kind eyes and wore this ratty band t-shirt to dinner like she hadn't tried to impress me at all, and somehow that impressed me the most. We didn't talk about exes. We just laughed. A lot. It felt light. Honest. Real. Afterward, I went home and cried, not because of her, but because I'd forgotten what it felt like to be seen without judgment. To be enough. Just as I am. A few days after my date with Bree, I got an email from Hannah. Not a call. Not a text. An email. The subject line just said, closure? I hovered over it for a good 10 minutes before I clicked. My gut told me it wasn't going to be what I needed, and I was right. It was 1,000 words of deflection. She wrote about how she didn't plan to hurt me. About how she wasn't the same person back then and how she wasn't sure what love meant until Jason came along. She thanked me for teaching her stability, like I was a life coach she'd outgrown. But the part that really got me? She said, "You always made me feel safe, but never alive." And I guess I needed both. That sentence stayed with me for days. Because in her mind, being faithful, being consistent, showing up every day no matter what, that wasn't enough. She needed adrenaline, drama, something to chase. And when our life stopped feeling like a roller coaster and started feeling like a home, she walked. I didn't reply. What do you even say to that? There's no magic line that makes someone realize what they lost. And even if there was, it's not my job to deliver it. I'd spent enough time trying to be the person she wanted, molding myself into something flashier, livelier, more exciting. But here's what I know now: love isn't supposed to feel like a high. It's supposed to feel like peace. And I gave her that. For years. She wasn't ready for it. And that's on her. Life has gotten quieter in the best way possible. Bree and I are still seeing each other, taking it slow, keeping it simple. She knows about everything that happened, and not once has she made me feel like I have to perform or pretend. She says things like, "You don't need to impress me," and actually means it. The dog still sleeps on my side of the bed, like he never quite forgave her either. The house feels like mine now. I painted the walls, donated the throw pillow she insisted on that never matched anything, and built a new coffee table out of reclaimed wood. It's sturdy, functional, not flashy, kind of like me. And the best part? For the first time in a long time, I like who I am. Not who I tried to be for someone else. Just me. I'm not angry anymore. Not really. I'm grateful it ended when it did. I'm grateful I found out before I built another 10 years on top of a foundation made of lies. I'm grateful I got to start over wiser, sharper, and a hell of a lot more in tune with what I actually deserve. So if you're reading this and you've ever been told you're not exciting enough, let me tell you something. Peace isn't boring. Loyalty isn't dull. Stability isn't weakness. It's love. And one day, you'll find someone who knows the difference. I did.